The spaceport lights of Valera Prime shimmered like liquid gold across the landing decks. Trade ships hummed, banners of the interstellar Concorde fluttered in the wind, and the scent of ozone and burned plasma filled the air. Rian Holt adjusted the strap on his flight pack and checked the terminal again. His new employer was late. He'd seen the ad only 3 days ago. Experienced pilot required. Hazard pay guaranteed. Must be willing to travel beyond Concorde borders. It had been vague, but the pay was triple normal rate. After years of flying cargo for smugglers and surveyors, Rian needed credits more than caution. A sleek silver ship descended onto the private pad, its hull marked with elegant runes that pulsed faintly in blue. The vessel wasn't human-made. Its curves, its hum, its living light aura, all unmistakably Valeran. The hatch opened and she stepped out. Tall, regal, and cloaked in indigo silk that shimmered with embedded starlight threads, the woman moved like gravity bent to her will. Her eyes, luminous gold, studied him with the intensity of a scanning array. "You are Rian Holt," she said, not asked. Her accent carried the soft cadence of the Valeran tongue. "That's me," he replied, forcing a smile. "And you must be the employer?" "I am Captain Lyra Sereth, commander of the Astral Veil." Rian whistled softly. "Didn't realize I'd be flying royalty." Something flickered across her face, amusement, maybe. "You will not be flying for me, human. You will fly with me. The Veil chooses its pilot through bond." He frowned. "Bond. It is a neural synchronization process," she explained. "Your instincts align with the ship's living core. It is painless. Mostly." He chuckled nervously. "Mostly." Before he could ask more, she gestured toward the ramp. "If you wish to earn what I offered, sign the contract and step aboard." He followed her into the ship. The interior glowed softly, walls breathing faintly, as if alive. The Veil wasn't just metal, it was biosynthetic, half organism, half machine. In the command chamber, a holographic screen displayed the contract. Rian scanned the text. Most of it looked standard, clauses about loyalty, discretion, shared risk. But the final line caught his eye. "Upon successful bond, both parties shall enter union under the Flame Accord." He frowned. "Union? That's some kind of company term?" Lyra tilted her head. "In your tongue, the closest word would be marriage." Rian nearly dropped the datapad. "Wait, marriage." Her golden eyes glimmered faintly. "It is symbolic. The Flame Accord ensures loyalty between bonded pilots and captains. The Veil accepts only those joined in purpose. If you break the bond, the ship dies." He hesitated. "So, it's not romantic?" Her lips curved slightly. "Not unless you wish it to be." He signed before he could overthink it. The Veil's console came alive, and a pulse of light reached from the core, touching both their hands. The moment the energy flowed through him, his vision blurred. Images, memories, sensations not his own flooding his mind. He saw stars collapsing, battles fought in silent voids, and Lyra standing alone amid the wreckage of fleets. Then warmth, acceptance. The connection faded, leaving him gasping. Lyra stood still, eyes closed, as if listening to distant voices. When she opened them, something had changed. "It is done," she said softly. "The Veil has chosen you." The first week aboard was a blur. Rian quickly realized this was no ordinary mission. They weren't hauling cargo or running patrols. They were searching. Lyra spent hours studying ancient coordinates, her gaze distant, haunted. One evening, as the ship drifted through a crimson nebula, Rian finally asked, "What are we really after?" She didn't answer right away. "Have you heard of the Radiant Flame?" "Only whispers." "Some kind of Valeran relic." Her gaze softened. "More than a relic. It was a vow. The flame binds those who protect life. It was lost after the war when Commander Lysera fell. The name struck him like lightning. Elias Wren's story, Lysera's story, had become legend among veterans. He remembered hearing how the flame passed to a human. Lyra's voice trembled. Lysera was my ancestor. Her legacy was stolen. The flame still burns, but in fragments scattered across space. I intend to restore it. Rian looked at her quietly. And you think I can help you do that? The veil chose you, she said simply. That means the flame's path runs through you as well. He didn't believe in destiny. But when the ship's lights pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat, he began to wonder. Weeks turned into months. Together, they crossed derelict battlefields, silent moons, and forgotten outposts. With each journey, the bond between pilot and captain deepened. Sometimes, when danger struck, pirates, storms, magnetic anomalies, Rian felt Lyra's thoughts in his mind, her calm voice guiding him, her emotions bleeding through the link like sunlight through glass. One night, after a narrow escape near the rift belt, they stood on the observation deck. Stars drifted like snow. Lyra spoke softly. The bond is growing stronger than I intended. You say that like it's a bad thing, he replied. It is dangerous, she said. If one of us dies, the other feels it. He smiled faintly. Guess that makes me drive a little safer. Her eyes lingered on him, longer than before. You are unlike other humans. You listen, even when silence would be easier. And you're unlike any Valerian I've met, he said. You trust too easily. Do I? She whispered. He didn't answer. For a moment, neither spoke. The hum of the veil filled the space between them, soft and alive. Their mission reached its climax on the forgotten world of Elthera, a ruined Valerian temple buried beneath storms of black ash. Within its heart burned a fragment of golden energy, the last ember of the radiant flame. As Rian approached it, the energy pulsed, reacting to the bond mark on his wrist. Lyra stepped beside him, awe in her eyes. It remembers us. But before they could touch it, armed scavengers burst from the shadows, mercenaries seeking the same prize. Plasma fire erupted. Rian dove behind a pillar, shouting, We've got company. Lyra moved like lightning, her energy blades slicing through the attackers. But one shot grazed her side, and she stumbled. Rian caught her before she fell. The moment his hand touched her skin, the flame fragment flared, surging into both of them.
Pain, heat, light.
When the energy faded, the mercenaries lay unconscious, and the fragment had vanished, absorbed. A glowing mark now shimmered across both their wrists, identical, intertwined. Lyra gasped softly. The flame has chosen us both. Rian blinked. What does that mean? Her expression was unreadable. It means the bond is no longer symbolic. Under Valerian law, the flame recognizes us as life mates. He stared. You mean married? For real? Her golden eyes met his. By the oldest right of my people. He tried to speak, but only laughed, dazed. You're telling me I signed up to be your pilot and ended up your husband? Lyra smiled faintly. Contracts can be binding in more ways than one. When they returned to Valera Prime, the story spread across the Concord like wildfire. The council demanded answers. Skeptics called it myth, and human diplomats struggled to understand the union between soldier and alien captain. But when the two appeared before the assembly, hands joined, the flame sigil burning bright, the hall fell silent. Lyra spoke first. The flame was